Rasengan, bigger Rasengan. Small meteor, big as planet. Teapot, a whole greenhouse. Water gun, hydro pump. Ever since Genshin Impact is released, we have known that the Traveler is known to mimic the attacks of the Archons. Ever since then, we've always been able to predict the kit of the Archon before they even released, because the Traveler has always been a mini version of the elemental gods. But Neuvillette's not an elemental god. Neuvillette's not the Hydro Archon. Then why does the Traveler mimic him? Hey guys, Ben here, welcome to another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you stick till the end because I'm pretty sure this video is going to be worth it. First of all, let us take a look at Neuvillette's kit. Ooh, another Hydro Catalyst. Anyways, this Hydro Catalyst attacks are based on charge attack, and Neuvillette's charge attack looks like a Hydro Pump or a Kamehameha Wave if you prefer. And just like any other Kamehameha Wave, Neuvillette's attack takes 2 days to charge, unless you collect all 7 Dragon Balls and make a wish. So Neuvillette's elemental skill and elemental burst can summon these source water droplets, or as I like to call them, Dragon Balls. And apparently, if you collect these Dragon Balls, it makes charging much faster and also recovers your HP which you lose while shooting the Kamehameha Wave. Now, how similar is Neuvillette's kit to that of the Hydro Traveler? Let's check it out. So the Hydro Traveler's E skill is a hold down skill which can summon water droplets at a rapid fast rate, the pew 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 pew, and he also loses HP while doing this attack. And not only that, he also drops the source water droplets when the attack hits the enemies, and once you collect those droplets, you can regain back the HP that you lost. So as you can see, Neuvillette's charge attack is basically just an evolved version of the Traveler's E skill. Both of the attacks consume HP in order to attack, both of them take time to charge, both of them drop the source water droplets, both of them also help to regain back the HP that you lose. So basically, just like how Venti's elemental burst is essentially an evolved version of Traveler's E skill, Zhongli's burst evolved version of Traveler's E skill, Nahida's burst an evolved version of Traveler's burst, and same goes for Raiden Shogun also. I think it's safe to say that Neuvillette's charge attack or Neuvillette's skill is essentially an evolved version of the Traveler's skill. But the problem is Venti, Zhongli, A and Nahida, they are Archons of their respective elements, but not Neuvillette. Neuvillette is not the Hydro Archon. Now I know there have been people going around saying that Neuvillette is the actual Hydro Archon and not Furina, but you know, that's not the case. We've already gotten the official art with all 5 Hydro Archons. So Neuvillette is not the Hydro Archon. But you know what he is? The Hydro Dragon. So what if, after all this time, rather than mimicking the skills of the Archons, the Traveler has actually been mimicking the skills of the dragons? Allow me to explain. From the book Before Sun and Moon, we know of the existence of dragons in Teyvat and that they were the rulers of Teyvat, or essentially that they were the initial gods of Teyvat. Then comes the primordial one, or Fanes, who just fights them in a 40-year-long battle and then defeats the dragons in order to take over Teyvat and make it what it is today. Of these dragons were 7 strongest elemental dragons called the 7 Dragon Sovereigns, and they were led by the Dragon King called the Nibelung, who acquired forbidden knowledge in order to fight and win against the primordial one, or Fanes. And now the only existing dragon sovereigns that we know are Apep and the rumored Dragon of Water, who is said to be reincarnated in human form. And after version 4.0 and the 4.1 livestream, I think we can probably confirm that this rumored Hydro Dragon Sovereign who is going to be reincarnated is none other than Neuvillette himself. But why would it be that in the other 4 elements the Traveler seems to be mimicking the Archons, but in the case of Hydro only, he seems to be mimicking the Dragon? Well, since we do not have the Hydro Archons or Furina's kit yet, I think this question is going to be quite hard to answer. Which is why I believe our answer will be hidden inside the Gnosis. So the word Gnosis essentially means knowledge. So Gnosis has been said to be coming from gods or being the possession of gods. So this could actually be said as divine knowledge or the knowledge of the gods. And now we know that Celestia gave away these Gnosis to the winners of the Archon War to present their status as the Archons or the rulers of New Teyvat. But what if these Gnosis were never Celestia's to begin with? What if these Gnosis actually belonged to some other gods that Celestia had acquired? In this context, the only thing that comes to my mind is that the Gnosis actually belonged to the Dragon Sovereigns. I mean, think about it. The Dragon Sovereigns were the strongest representatives of each element, and dragons are said to be the purest form of elemental beings in Teyvat. which essentially means that in old Teyvat, these dragons or the dragon sovereigns were essentially the gods of each element. So just like how the Archons of present day have the noses in their possession, couldn't it be logical to think that the gods of each element back in old Teyvat also had the noses in their possession? And that after Primordial One or Fanes defeated these dragons, he took their noses and kept it in his possession so that he could give it away to the winners of the Archon War and announce them as gods. So by giving away the noses to the winners of the Archon War, Celestia was actually giving away divine knowledge of the gods of old Teyvat, that is the dragon sovereigns. So with the divine knowledge of the dragon sovereigns in possession, I could only say that the reason why the traveler mimics the Archons in the case of the other 4 elements is because the Archons themselves are mimicking the powers of the dragon sovereigns. In that case, that would be the most logical explanation as to why the Hydro Traveler is mimicking Neuvillette, who could be the reincarnated Hydro Dragon Sovereign. This could also mean that in Fontaine, the Hydro Gnosis is actually in possession with Neuvillette, who is the Dragon Sovereign, which means the Hydro Gnosis has finally returned to its rightful place or owner. So to summarize, the Gnosis initially belonged to the dragon sovereigns who were the strongest dragons of each element and hence the gods of each element. So Fanes or the Primordial One defeated these dragons and took their Gnosis and gave it to the winners of the Archon War and made them the gods of New Teyvat. So it is possible that the Archons who have the possession of the divine knowledge of the dragon sovereigns would also mimic the powers of the dragon sovereigns themselves. So that would mean that the reason why the Hydro Traveler mimics the skills of Neuvillette is because there is a possibility that Neuvillette is the reincarnated version of the Hydro Dragon Sovereign, and it would also mean that all this while the Traveler had not been mimicking the powers of the respective Archons, but he had been mimicking the powers of the respective Dragon Sovereigns. But of course, there's a high possibility that this theory is going to get debunked if Furina or Forcelos's kit does not resemble Neuvillette's or the Hydro Travelers in any way whatsoever. But I guess that's a problem that we can solve in version 4.2. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for watching my video and listening to my nonsense. Do like and subscribe as it will help me to make more videos and content for you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.